When you're feeling stuck in life and it seems like you don't know which way to turn, problems after problem, it all seems hard to bear. But what I simply want you to think about is the waves of the ocean. You know, every time you go to the ocean, it's not going to always be big waves. And the big waves will represent the blessings that God is pouring into your life. But God doesn't always give you or what we call huge blessings or big blessings. But what we have to also be thankful for is the little blessings. Because sometimes when you go to the beach, you have the little waves. And sometimes when you go to the beach, there are simply no waves. So learn to appreciate the big and the little. And even though you're going through in life, know that just because you're going through don't mean or doesn't mean that God won't give you a big wave of blessings at some point in your life. But we have to learn to appreciate the little things, which are the small waves that you see, or even the no waves at all, rather. You know, you think you're not blessed because you don't have the materialistic things or you don't have what you want. But if you're able to open your eyes and wake up in the morning, be thankful that you have eyes that you can open, because there's some people that don't have eyes to open. If you're able to walk, be thankful that you can walk, because some people simply don't have legs to walk, or they have legs, but they're not able to use them because they don't work right at all, or either they don't work the correct way that they should be working. And, simply, sometimes people are even born without eyes or without legs. But if you think about this, sometimes we as people are so unappreciative, because it seems like sometimes the people that are born without sight or without legs, or not being able to use their legs, they have more faith sometimes than people that have their legs or have eyes to see, because they see differently. They see life a totally different way, especially without sight or without being able to walk. Even people that aren't able to talk. In 2012, I woke up and I wasn't able to talk right anymore. I had very bad slurred speech, which is called dysarthria. And I also wasn't able to walk right. So it left me having to use a wheelchair to get around. And me personally, I didn't give up. Even when I got out the hospital, I didn't give up. I came home and I crawled or scooted around, basically. I scooted around on the floor and I cleaned my own bathroom, because I was determined that I wasn't going to give up. Because you see, the devil will throw things your way that God allows just to test you, to see if you're going to give up on him or if you're going to continue to trust him. And, I was diagnosed with lupus at the age of 8 years old. And fibromyalgia in my 20s, but I was diagnosed with lupus and rheumatoid arthritis at the age of 8. I have a couple of other illnesses, but I've never let those things get me down. And I think the reason why, some people saw it as, oh my God, like that's how they felt like when I couldn't walk and talk, they were crying and stuff like that, but I never felt that way from having to be in or use a wheelchair. It came times that I did feel a little down when I couldn't do things I guess like when I would go around family members that didn't care anyhow, that I don't deal with anymore, or because they don't want to deal with me. And I would just be sitting in my chair and nobody would even say, oh, let's get Cre-cre and take her with us. They would just go do whatever they're doing and just leave me sitting alone by myself. So that alone would make you feel sad. But other than that, I never really felt sad. I just wanted it to be where if I had to be in a wheelchair or I had to be that way, I was able to get the things that I needed for me and my son. But, God blessed me on August the 9th, 2025, to where I just woke up and I was able to walk. But my voice came back in 2012 from the speech therapy. So I say all that to say, just because you feel like things aren't going great in your life doesn't mean that your life is going to always be like it is. Things can change overnight. Just like things went bad for me overnight, it also changed back for good for me overnight. And I know God allowed me to go through that for a reason, because I've helped so many other people with me going through that situation. And when I was in that situation, and just because I'm not in a wheelchair anymore doesn't mean I don't still go through a lot of illnesses. I hurt every day of my life because I have arthritis in my spine and I have occipital neuralgia, which is nerve damage in my head. So I deal with pain every day, and I still deal with pain from my legs and my hips, my knees. But I don't let those things get me down. I just want things to get better to where I don't have to be on SSI anymore, because I'm really tired of that, But that's about it. But I just want you to know, just don't give up. Don't give up no matter what you go through, because the enemy wants you to give up. I beg you, please don't give up. You can make it through any situation that you go through in your life. You wouldn't believe some of the things or most of the things that I've gone through in my life. My life is a movie, or the things that my son has gone through in his life. Our lives, what we've gone through, can be a movie, because it's so unbelievable that we made it through these things. And yes, I do get sad sometimes. And it's okay to be sad and cry sometimes. But just know those tears give you strength to keep pushing forward. So push forward through whatever situations that you may be going through in life. And know that God cares about you. But when you're pushing forward, try hard and just don't give up. Because just sitting still and not doing anything, remember that faith without works is dead. You can have all the faith in the world, but if you're not putting in the work, it doesn't mean anything. So put in the work. Put in the work when it comes to getting to know God better. Just read the Bible, even if it's just for 5 minutes a day, 10 minutes a day. Wake up, work up to get to 30 minutes a day or however long you want to do a day. Just give God some of your time every day, because God gives us all of his time every day. And we as people don't give God the time that we should, but we'll choose to give humans all the time, when most of the humans that you're around are always gonna let you down. You might have maybe 3 good people. You may even have 10 good people in your life. Some people may have one person, and some might not have one person that they can really depend on or call on. But the one person that you can always call on is God, because he's going to always be there and he's never going to leave your side. So just know that God loves you and I love you too. Thanks so much for listening. I am Cre-cre Inspires. I create to inspire. Have a wonderful day.